Guys, you're gonna miss this hot topic. This is a really good one. Turn signals.
Wow. Can I go with Joe?
That's fun. I have thoughts on this.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna dive into this.
And that's about the extent of how entertaining that was. No, don't go. Come on. Elliot, come back. Come on.
No, I'm going to drop this hot bomb on you. Lighthouses.
Elliot, I'm sorry.
I'll
And then
actually
clicks
go
their turn signal on.
Yeah, I'll fucking walk out. You can go fuck yourself.
He does have a point.
Guys,
All right. Well,
Wow.
wonderful.
thanks everybody.
That was called the turn signal tango.
It was also
Honestly,
inevitable.
that is a very quick turnaround for who did this?
Peter Pants.
Peter Pan.
What can't Peter Pants do?
I don't want Peter
Wow.
Pants in my life.
Peter
Peter
Pan.
Pan. You
Of course,
crushed
everyone's
it.
favorite fairy tale character,
Pants.
Peter Pants.
How that isn't
ever grew up.
Do you know why Peter Pants is just the best thing ever?
Yeah.
It's two
I
levels
have
of fun.
many assumptions of why it's the best thing
Well,
ever.
the first one is that it sounds like you're saying someone peed their pants.
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
She
Oh
peed
my
her
gosh.
pants.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
And you're saying
Peter
Peter Pan
Pants.
wrong.
Right. It sounds like someone confidently saying
yeah.
Peter Pan's name wrong.
Yeah. Well, we love Captain
Peter
Hook
Pan.
and Peter Pants. We love Captain Hook and Peter Pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it so much. Those multi-layered jokes are that's my bread and
That's
butter.
your
I
bread.
love it.
Listen, that's very funny. Also,
Wait, explain where it's from just a little bit.
Last week's
'cause it's a very
podcast.
quick
Oh,
turnaround.
Yeah, I don't know the
Okay.
context.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Grace
so
needs to know.
I got pissed at Steve. First, it was a bit, and then I actually got annoyed. And
Okay.
which is how it happens sometimes. But when it was done, no one gave a crap to the point that I forgot about it until I re-remembered.
Which is usually what happens if we ever get actually angry at each other. We forget about it immediately.
Yeah, no one cares.
No one cares.
And it's so good. But
I
like,
mean, unless it's one of those ones that requires the hey, can we
Hey,
take
can
a
we
walk?
take a walk? Yeah.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, then
Hey,
that's
this was a
yeah.
misunderstanding.
Yeah, just wanted you to know. Yeah.
Sometimes I have to drink and
Yeah.
to solve it.
I am 100% medicated.
I have something for
pushing
any
it
ailment.
below any feeling surface.
When I'm not numb, I'm mad, and I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, so we've been spending a lot of time together, and it's bound to happen.
Yeah.
I
And
still think
I
we-
loved it. I had a
I've been
great
The cool
saying
time.
thing is, you got to record it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah, and I do feel bad that I snapped so genuinely.
You didn't genuinely snap.
I
He
did. I
was
told him to
torturing
F
you,
himself.
And you literally were like, I don't like you right now.
Yeah.
Please
Oh,
stop.
I
I
did
know,
say
but-
that.
I
did
know,
go,
but can I tell you
genuinely
something?
don't like
So
you.
you guys basically recreated like HR training videos for people that work
Yeah.
together.
What not
It's
to
like,
do.
stop poking each
Yeah.
other when someone politely
it was
asks you to
poking.
please
I
stop.
will have you know that anytime the turn signal sound was played, because Grace, the idea was
I
that
heard that there was a genuine disagreement and fight and
Well,
ill feelings
Elliot-
over turn signals.
yeah, because Elliot, we all were doing our topics, and then Joe was gonna run to get a lottery ticket because we were doing a live lottery ticket on
Okay.
the episode.
Sure.
And so Joe was like, Elliot, do your topic, and he ran off. And Elliot's like, okay, so turn signals, and then there's silence for a few seconds, and then I just go, can I go with Joe? 7-Eleven.
It was perfectly timed.
Yeah.
and
Is it
which
too
has
late to
led
go
to
with
the
Joe?
joke of me leaving, but
Right.
then that became a thing. Yeah, and then it kept
He,
going.
That became true.
he actually blew up at him.
In
Yeah.
all honesty, I would have loved to have heard what you were going to say about turn signals, because I have a lot to say about turn signals, and I
Oh,
think everyone here
well,
does,
it's
living in
also-
Los Angeles.
Yeah, I just don't prepare for the podcast sometimes.
I
And
know.
so during the
I know,
first
you
20
just-
minutes, I'm like,
I'm
Well,
on
also, we
podcast number
are
6
together.
today. I've already done 3 this morning.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We've already, I mean, it is one of those where we already have the conversations that we need to have with each other. So you're like,
Yeah.
I told you about that
Yeah.
thing that happened at Ralph's.
Oh, I am
Yeah.
so excited to talk about what my topic is.
Oh.
wait, before we get
Just-
into that.
I know, I'm not going to say it
Wait,
yet.
should
Wait.
you guys apologize to each other?
No,
Oh,
they don't
do you
need
want
to
an
know.
apology?
Do you want an
No,
apology?
No, no,
Oh,
God,
Grace,
no.
Grace,
no,
I,
I'm saying you to him for being.
Oh,
There's
no, he would to
apologies
me.
here.
I was just wanting
Oh, no,
them
he'll
to
do
feel like
me
there was
before
closure on
well,
this.
actually, Grace, I'll have
Okay,
you...
first of all, Grace,
I'll leave.
Stay in your lane, Grace.
yeah, maybe
Stay in your lane.
Listen, I'll have you know, Grace.
I don't want to start like this, but
I
you
mean,
need to
it's
stop.
fine. Well, no,
Wow,
we're fine.
Wow,
Listen to me.
This is how a work dynamic happens.
I'll have you know
Yes.
that while we were in the midst of this turn signal debacle, I sincerely apologized like 3 or 4 times to him.
Aw.
I really did.
I was blackout angry at the time.
yeah,
so
but
I
he
don't
was too
remember
angry,
any
so
of it.
the apologies
Just bounced off.
bounced right off. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
assure you, I was like genuine. Like I really did.
Oh, no.
Genuinely apologize.
Yeah, we're good.
I just think for the sake of
But
the
Elliot
HR
hasn't
tape,
apologized to me. You're
Yeah,
right.
that's
So
Did I not? I think I did.
you have
Wanna-
the opportunity to right now.
I mean,
Well,
if I
we
don't,
can't have this happen again.
if I don't
Welcome to your
remember, if I
mediators.
don't remember, and you don't remember, the best thing to do would be
That's
to
the
just,
best walk of shame that happens.
Yeah.
I would.
That
I
didn't
did
happen.
use too harsh language at you, and I'm sorry that I did
what-
that.
This is
I
why
love you,
I've been
Elliot.
saying
But
this
I
since the
appreciate
beginning.
our
I
relationship.
retract asking for this.
I
I
know,
don't
it's
like
uncomfortable.
real
It's too
feelings.
sincere.
towards-
Honestly, dude, you're one of my favorite people, and I would never want to do anything to harm you. And
Can
I
I-
know you don't mean anything maliciously.
Absolutely
and-
not,
yeah.
dude. I have a mutual respect for
Dude.
you that you'll never fully understand,
Same here, man.
and I love you
Yeah.
so much.
I love you too.
And everything I throw at you is a reflection of myself, and I lead you into my life and let you into my life as an admission of my individuality.
I feel like I look
hate
up to you in
this.
ways that I can't fully describe because if I was
This
able
is
to,
why
then it
I
wouldn't
told
be
you, if
probably
we
Well,
had a
it's
multiple things.
masculinity, and
Time
people
of
don't
it.
talk about that side of the whole
man.
masculinity problem, which is from the perspective of a man, how destructive masculinity is, especially when you realize how awful
Grace
it
is here.
Grace Helbig, everybody!
Oh my God! I stepped into Carrot Top's podcast. Jesus.
This here's got me feeling
Slinky's gonna-
horny. All right. Welcome, Grace, to the Valleycast.
Thank you for
Welcome,
having
Grace, to
me.
the Valleycast. We provided you with a Diet Wild Cherry Pepsi.
I know, God, you guys.
Which is
your
just-
budget spares no expense.
I know.
Here we
Usually
are.
it's Diet Cherry, but we got enough money for the wild.
Not
Thank
Coke
you.
though, still Pepsi.
No, it's not
God, no.
Pepsi.
No.
I mean, you saw
Can-
those Super Bowl commercials. Who would go Coke after that?
Who could afford
Steve
Coke?
Carell.
Oh, right?
It's Steve Carell.
The pudding, yeah, that's a whole.
That is
that's a
Mr.
separate
Steve
conversation.
Carell.
We Joe and I just did Grace's podcast.
Yeah.
Brag alert.
Oh, and then Lee and I are about
yesterday.
to hop in too this
Yeah.
week.
Yes.
Or is it this week or next week?
It's next week.
Next
It's
week, I
next
think.
week.
You're gonna
yeah,
get real
Wednesday
sick of us, Gracie.
You guys have all been on it individually, and Joe was
Yeah,
the
that's true.
last one that hadn't ever been on it.
Really?
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And it was truly the first time that Joe and I had an actual more than 30 seconds drive-by hello
Yeah.
at VidCon conversation.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think about him?
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a nice
guy. Really
He
is.
turns
He's a
out.
nice
He's
guy.
got
Genuinely
like
layers,
him.
and he's sweet, and
He's the real
funny.
deal.
And I met his child. I felt like it was the weirdest blind date of all time.
Yeah, it is. Huh? Because you know
And
a
by
little
the
bit
way-
about them, and you're like, so octonauts, huh?
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, I just read this in your
What
profile
is-
that you're really a big fan of Chuggington.
What is he into? What is the thing? that he's-
Chuggington is one.
Puppy
and then
Patrol.
Transformers,
Puppy
Paw
Patrol.
Patrol.
Oh,
Paw
Paw
Patrol.
Patrol.
Guys, and then he's Robocar Poli is a really big one because he sings it.
Whenever he
Ready,
says
set,
it,
have you met?
it's the fucking most bonkers thing I've ever heard a child
Yeah.
say. What's the macho?
Robocar Poli.
What?
Wait, what are you? Robocopoli.
Robocar Poli.
Like Robocopoli?
It's
That's what
Robocar Poli, so it's like police. A
But it
breed.
isn't even like
But it's-
police.
No,
it's like
it's
teaching
Robocopoli.
children the most absurd word possible
Look,
in
I'm gonna be
conjunction
honest,
with
Steve.
police.
Until you watch an episode of Robocar Poli in which Amber, the
Robocar
ambulance,
Poli.
Are you worried that the
And-
kid's gonna be in a situation where he has to be like, we gotta call the police?
We gotta call the Robocar Poli.
Yeah.
I think-
if something happens
Yeah.
to Joe and he has to
Yeah.
call 911,
Yeah.
they're not gonna understand what
No.
he's saying.
No.
Yeah.
Please send the police.
Send the Poli.
I
Send
think
the
they'll get it.
Poli. Yeah.
Anyway, guys, welcome to the Valleycast.
Oh,
Welcome,
wow.
Grace, to the Valleycast.
Thank you for having me.
And very excited to have you here. And
Oh yeah, that was what I was getting at. At the end of it, Grace was like, "Can I come on the Valleycast?" I was like, "Yeah, you want to do it tomorrow?" And then that's why.
Oh, that's
so thank
so
you for being
wonderful.
here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Drive by,
It's a drive-by.
real fast.
It's a drive-by.
Yep.
You're in the
Fly by the seat of our
you're in
pants.
the beautiful room of cast. So
Thank you.
Yeah, this is, and by the way, not to drudge up old things,
Yeah.
but this is the room where the disgusting milk was
yeah,
discovered.
this is. I just want
The
to say
room
it. I was
that
gonna
we're
try and
in.
make Steve say
Yeah,
it.
no, I
You're
feel
looking
really
right
bad
there.
about it.
Oh, you shouldn't feel bad about it because it's very funny to us. We
Oh, no,
like it.
yeah.
We have a very good time. We couldn't find it forever, and so we legitimately forgot about it until 3 days ago when Steve walks in here and he goes, "Guys, who puked in the podcast?"
No,
room?"
I
And
was
we were
like,
Dead
it
animal.
smelled like there was a dead
dead
animal.
animal. And we were
Yeah.
like, also because we were positive for a second that it was a dead animal because that
Oh,
tracks.
Can
Yeah.
I just say something really quick about it, and then if anybody, if we shouldn't just keep, I don't want to keep talking about this because
Please,
it's just
for
such a
the love of
boring
God.
thing
I
at
didn't
this
wanna
point.
say
But I
anything.
do want to say that
Cute, though.
I love that this happened to us
Yeah.
because I'm so jealous of places that get to have things like this happen to them with like colleagues and friends, and we never got like pranked by anybody.
Really?
Pranks weren't
And
allowed.
I never got pranked by anybody, really. And I just like,
Also,
I love a good
never-
prank.
Well, see, I never prank anyone. I don't know what it was about you guys collectively
That's
as a
very
group.
sweet, Grace.
Yeah,
That's so sweet.
Because it's so perfect.
you guys are fun.
You nailed
and
it.
it's stupid.
I mean, I'm not kidding though. This milk thing will continue going because I delivered
know.
you milk at 1 a.m. They were supposed to deliver you
there
milk
was a
at 1
full saga
a.m.
for Elliot's birthday of milk
Yeah.
getting delivered in
Yeah.
Palm Springs.
Yeah.
It was 1
And
a.m.
it
Very
was,
sweet.
when I went down to the front desk to get it, the woman was like, whispered to the other woman, "Oh, it's the thing in the refrigerator." And I
you were
still at
just
this
like-
point didn't know what it was. I was like, did they get him like a cake or something?
Yeah, we got him a
I
cake.
don't know. And then she came out, she's like, "It's really heavy. Can you carry it by yourself?" And I was like, "I don't know. You'll have to show me what this is." And she just like hoisted it up on the front desk, and I just started laughing. She's like, "Does this mean something to you?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's just like, it's too much, but I get it's harmless."
It's the milk killer. He's coming for me.
He found me. I thought with the name change, I was done.
My
But
phaser
foolish
number,
me.
He's obsessed with me.
Yeah,
God.
just tell
It
him
was
on the first floor, not the second.
Such a journey too, because I was like sending it, and I like kept calling the hotel line was down forever and ever and ever. So then by the time I called it, this kid Maverick was the guy at the front desk, and I was like, of
Mav.
course it is. So then I had to continuously check on if it was there or not, and I would literally just pick it up and I'd be like, "Yo, Maverick, it's Goose. Is the milk there yet?"
That's good.
But this kid was so good about it, and he'd just be like, he like called me back at my number, which is a good hotel guy. That he called me back at my number at 12:30, and he goes, he's like, "Hey Goose, this is a lot of milk." I was like, yes,
Yeah.
it is. I was like, "Are there 5?" And he's like, "There are 5 milks here." And he's like, "Oh no,
But it was
only 2 of them are 2%. I was like, "We're fine." We're fine.
Oh, but the funniest thing is, in this whole like disorganization to try and get it from the front desk, we finally got a call that there was something for Elliot at the front desk, and then I was like, "Hooray! We're getting to the end of this. I want to find out what this is." And then literally they just delivered like a bathing suit that Elliot had left at his friend's house the night before.
Like I was 11 years old.
And
That's
then
so
I
funny.
had to call back down and
In
be
the
like,
1920s. Your bathing suit has just arrived by carrier.
Thank you,
master.
Arthur.
and then I had to call back down and be like, "Thank you so much for sending that up. It's not the thing that I was asking about before. I'm sorry to be those guests
I'm sorry,
right
there's
now."
still more
Imagine
for
that-
And I
us.
can't even
yes,
tell you what
there's-
it is because I don't know. So if there's another thing down there,
That's so
I love
funny.
that like they're like, "Who the fuck are these people with a bathing suit and
Yeah.
milk delivered to
Yeah.
them?"
and then we left the milks in the room, and I felt so bad when we left.
They'll be fine.
I really do hope.
Well, no, Grace hid them everywhere.
Oh,
They're
no,
never
no.
gonna
I
find
hid
them.
one, and then I forgot about that game.
At one point, Grace goes to get ice, and without saying anything, she just grabs a gallon of milk, and I was like, "All right." And then I forgot until like 20 minutes later. I was like, "Oh, wasn't there a gallon of milk?" And she's like, "Yeah, I took it, and I went down the hall, and I left it in front of the door. That's 2 doors down."
Someone's gonna get a nice present in
Oh
milk.
my god,
And
that's
she's like, "My
so
plan
good.
over the next couple days is to disperse all of these milks
Then I just
different
forgot
doors on the hall."
You're like the milk vigilante.
Because it's harmless.
It is harmless. It's harmless.
Until
It's
they're not
harmless.
found.
I want this to end with
Yeah.
someone getting a cow.
I want
Okay.
this to end
Okay.
You want
with
to
a
escalate.
milk murder.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Milk
well,
murderer.
obviously
He's in
milk
a-
murderer.
Oh my God, it's just a bathtub of milk and he's dead in there.
That's
my
what.
goodness.
My goodness.
No, a cow would be good actually. A really nice cow. I mean,
yeah,
I just feel
it's-
bad because Grace is lactose intolerant. So
Yeah.
I showed you guys it a little bit, but I only showed it because it was one of those moments where I was like cry laughing. I found this Instagram. And the Instagram guy is called Pants, and he's an amazing artist.
Whoa, really bring it back to pants.
No, it really is. I thought about that too. I was like, oh my god. Josh McCouch,
Is it
I think, is, or
Universe, like?
McCouch is
Yeah.
what
Kinda-
his name is. I just found it. It's so good. It's like Far Side meets Shel
PJ Gert.
Silverstein
It's
meets
more-
PJ Gert.
It's PJ
It's
Gert
so
and-
insane. It's really hard to do visually, but it's one of those things where it's a cartoon, and I was like alone at my home, scrolling through these
On your
like
phone.
comics on my phone, and I'm like, cry laughing out loud at these comics, like just like, oh my god, to the point where my neighbor texts me and she's like, "Are you okay?" Because I think she thought I was like crying, and also like loudly, like I think she thought I was,
And also, like, I was. Anyway, so back to this account.
like just like cry laughing. And she just literally goes, she's like, hey, I hope everything's okay. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Oh, I was like, no, I'm literally looking at an insane comic. And I was like, that all this sounds so
Did
weird.
you send it to her?
Yeah, I did. I was like, I'm
that's
looking
good.
at this.
Like
here's
it's
the
proof.
receipts.
Yes,
Like,
and
you'll
just to
understand.
Be like, here
Yeah.
you go. But I was like, no, I'm looking at this insane, like, amazing thing, and it's making me laugh. And she was like, oh my god, we just started looking at. And then I heard her laughing, which tells you a lot about my apartment.
I was like, the sound.
It's a 1930s apartment. It's cute, but crown molding, but bad floors.
It's right there.
But it literally was one of those things, and it made me so happy about the internet for like. I don't know. I kind of get mixed up in this weird like Facebook world where you just go, oh, everything's awful, and then you look at other things and they go like, oh, everything's awful, and then you watch documentaries and you're like, oh, everything's awful, and then this
Name
was one
one.
of those things. Okay, hear me out.
Name one
Won't
recent
you be my
popular
neighbor?
documentary.
It's a nightmare. But
Oh, we're not going
one?
there.
I know. I
We're
don't
not
like it.
going
no,
there.
of course
We're gonna
not.
probably watch it tonight.
Yeah, you have to.
Which-
I
Leaving Neverland.
Oh yeah, I know.
I already have a lot of opinions,
So just
and
don't
I just
go
can't.
there. I'm
I
talking
can't.
I'm sorry.
about-
I derailed. Sorry.
Well, you just no, it was like it was one of those times. So I was gonna ask everyone here, like, what's one of those times on the internet where you go like, oh,
Things are good.
I love you, internet, like, because this is one of those people that I don't know for sure. Like, he's an amazing artist. He's so funny. He's got such a insane specific like point of view that I don't think he would do crazy well in the real world. I think he'd be like toned down a little bit. I think he'd be
Who
one of
knows?
those. Who knows? It's one of those who knows, but I think he's so odd that it's definitely one of those things where you go like, oh, this is the internet. This is the internet in all of its beautiful glory, doing what it should do. I'm going to show Grace one of them.
Oh,
so
I
she can
know.
cry,
I'll show you.
Laughing a little bit.
Just a time we're thankful for the internet or
yeah, I
something.
mean, like if something that came up recently, that's one of his.
Yeah,
just
let me show you
little
this. And
things.
we'll add the we'll send some.
We can
for the
send some
video
footage.
version.
Right? Like why?
It's so stupid. It's so silly. It's just
so
silly.
stupid and
Well,
silly.
my go-to, and I've showed Elliot this, is Tyler Oakley has like the best Tumblr of all time. He still is actively
Still doing
Tumblring.
Tumblr?
Yeah, and he curates this like really, I don't know how he does. It's a mix of like his own promotional stuff
Is
for
he
his
like
own
the
videos,
Perez Hilton of Tumblr?
but less
It's
shitty.
so funny.
But not as shady. Yeah.
It's really funny.
And it's really, really funny. And if I'm either like wildly hungover or it's just morning time, I will look at his Tumblr like first thing and go through.
Oh,
And
that's
it's how
nice.
I found that video of the girl that's doing is that what you pulled up just now? The volcano experiment?
Oh, please!
Yeah.
I need it. Let me see it.
Okay,
Let me
so
see
this
it.
is when the internet's good. They took this video of this girl did like a 6-minute version. You can watch the unedited one. And I was first introduced to this by just the epic cinematic moment that happened for 1 minute in this. But you might want to fast forward a little bit.
I'll fast forward a little, and we're gonna send this to people so they'll at least get
So
the
you can
audio.
actually get the
wow,
audio.
I'm
It's-
so, I'm so
but
excited.
the audio is worth it too. So stay
It's-
in here. Here we go.
Just stay here with everyone. We're showing videos on a
Here.
podcast.
We're here. We're here. We're with you.
The audio's enough.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love her already.
So you gotta look here.
She's doing a little tiny like science volcano with baking soda and vinegar and making it explode. And
It's a
just like
classic.
doing a tutorial on it.
It does.
She's
She's
upset
being
with
critical
her.
on herself. It's
Yeah.
okay, little girl. You're doing great. It's just baking soda and vinegar. Oh, I love her. I already love her. Oh, Grace
This is the best.
We've lost Grace
It's
already.
very good.
We've 100% lost Grace.
It's the wait
It is the wait. It's the anticipation.
Now for the vinegar. And now for the vinegar. For the vinegar. Is she alone?
She turns into like a 70-year-old Jewish man. My eyes! It burns! It burns! And she's presumably fine. So that's what I keep in mind.
I mean, she had vinegar.
I actually have an
forever-
update here. She
Director,
passed
that's
away shortly after the video.
no.
No, it was vinegar poisoning. It
Sorry,
was
but
awful.
back to the laughter.
Oh my
Doctors say you can't have vinegar in the eye.
I will forever say God bless the people that upload, that like
Ugh.
still
Oh,
upload.
yeah.
So
I think
good.
the still upload is one of the most beautiful things that you're like, I know you tried to do a dance move, you fell and you broke your floor.
yeah.
Thank you for still uploading this.
Yeah, they uploaded the full unedited version
God,
too
I
of her. Like it's
Is
5
it
minutes
6?
before that.
Really?
Of her
No one needs
setting
that.
it all up, and
I think
her,
I'm really loud.
and she talks about how it was her brother's like science channel, but she's talking about like it's my brother's science channel, but I'm doing an experiment on it, so like
Too much baking soda. It's too much.
Do I feel crazy loud to you guys? Oh,
No.
Did you adjust me for the?
I did adjust you for that
Everybody's back to
particular
normal.
moment.
Test,
There you go.
and
It
we
is
are back.
definitely
All right, cool.
one of those that
That's
like
nice.
I do love the internet
Thank
for
you.
those reasons.
course.
Like
Yeah.
for example, the goth kids under the bridge dancing
Oh.
to Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas,"
Yeah.
like things like that. That you're like, thank
There's a whole
God the
genre.
internet exists.
Yeah.
Oh, I
because
missed
there's
that
so
one.
much joy.
Just dogs falling is a really great, like dog fails.
Love
fails are
dogs
so
slipping
good.
and falling
Dog
is the funniest
slow-mo
shit.
compilations are really great.
I was
Boat
really
fails? Is that
into-
one that we
What?
watched? Boat fails.
Oh yeah, men falling off of boats.
Oh, those
Oh,
are
yeah.
great. Those are very
It's just
good.
very humbling because they're so proud of their boats sometimes.
I follow this Instagram account called Kids Getting Hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just the
Steven.
greatest.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
It's great.
drunk
It is
people
really
doing
good.
things.
Drunk people doing things. There's a New
Yeah.
York one. There's like people in the
Oh,
streets of
really?
New York or something.
There was one drunk people doing things that was clearly in like a Macy's, and it was just these two kids. I sent you the video where they're so shit faced, and they literally just attack these two mannequins.
Oh shit!
It's like
Can't wait.
you really can't tell if they thought they were humans or they were doing a bit for
Oh
the
my God,
camera.
I love it. I watched one recently, and it was this woman, and she was on her phone, but the phone was backwards, and she was like, Cheryl, Cheryl, Cheryl. Losing my mind. It was like, Cheryl, Cheryl. And you can, like, see the screen. Cheryl, Cheryl.
That's so funny.
So good. It's so good.
It's so pure.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ad read portion of our show. This is one of our favorite parts because it allows us to make,
You got this.
make money. This first one comes at you from one of my favorite services in the world, a company I'm closely tied to, Postmates, everybody. It's all very
Wow,
exciting.
You guys get sponsored by Postmates? Jesus.
Isn't that cool?
I
know,
literally
I'm
was
so-
just
I
letting
freaked out.
Postmates into my apartment because Alana just ordered food
Oh my
Yeah.
on
God.
Postmates.
It was.
I
This
bought-
is so
Literally what had just happened.
I just got the unlimited Postmates delivery because I was like, I have
You have to.
do this because
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense to not. Anyway, guys, question: other than your best friends, who could you ask to bring you red wine at 4 p.m., sushi at 9 p.m., and a breakfast burrito at 8 a.m.?
Strangers.
Postmates,
Yeah.
everybody. We're talking about strangers in cars with food that you want. Postmates is your personal food delivery, grocery delivery, whatever you can think of delivery service all year round. No more trips to the store. You don't even have to know where the store is. Postmates will
So
deliver
true.
anything to you. That's very true. You never really think about that. I don't know where any of these places are that I'm ordering food from.
The
Download
future
app.
is doomed.
The future is. But before it's totally doomed, you can download the app for iOS or Android for free. Browse local restaurants and businesses and track your delivery, which is always very fun.
It is really fun.
It's very exciting when you see them turn in your neighborhood. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Anything you're craving. For a limited time, Postmates is giving listeners of the Valleycast $100 of free
Whoa,
delivery
yeah.
for your
Wait,
first
this is-
7 days.
This is
Yeah.
huge.
True?
I need to,
Yes.
I
That's
need
nuts.
to
How
say,
did you guys get this deal?
I know. When it came through, I was like,
Is that a misprint?
No,
Yeah.
what?
$100 of free delivery credit for your first 7 days. So get delivering.
Yeah,
Oh,
get
don't leave your
delivery.
house.
So,
Hunker
yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Hunker
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, basically become a recluse
Hey,
for a
get
week.
delivering.
To start your free deliveries, download the app right now and use the code Valleycast. That's code Valleycast for $100 of free delivery credit for
Get
your first 7
delivering.
days when you download the Postmates app. Get anything you need, anytime you need to download Postmates, and save with the code Valleycast.
May I introduce you to Stitch Fix?
Oh, it's one of our favorites.
That's right, guys. We love our Stitch Fix.
Wow.
Elliot, you've gotten Stitch Fix before.
And he looks
love
so
it.
handsome in it.
What was one of your favorite items?
All my pants and most of my shirts.
Yeah.
I got a jacket.
Oh, you did. You got that.
I have a
you got
jacket,
that
too.
beautiful
My
green
jacket's really
jacket that
What
I
is this?
wear that more.
Well, I'll tell you what
Sorry,
it is.
as an uninformed listener,
Sorry.
what is this company you speak so
God.
I'm
highly
sorry.
of?
I'm just excited about all the stuff we've gotten from them. Forgive me. Stitch Fix is just an online personal styling service that finds and delivers clothes, shoes, and accessories to fit your body, budget, and lifestyle.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that sounds enticing.
What else do you know about this service?
Let me tell you after this dance break.
Better be in your car dancing. Ooh, look at that bass
He's-
line.
yeah, really nice. It's really nice.
Funkadelic.
I forgot what you asked, but I'm just going to go on and say you can go to stitchfix.com/valley and tell them your sizes, what styles you like, and how much you want to spend on each item. And then you'll be paired with your very own personal stylist who will hand-pick items to send right to your door.
True.
You don't have to go nowhere. Then you try them on.
You guys are cultivating an audience that never leaves
Oh,
their home.
we sometimes will have literally.
I've so enamored.
I know
by
we
all
really
that.
are right now.
Yeah.
It's like get
You
your
want something
food,
else
get
that
your
you don't leave
clothes.
your house for?
Do not leave.
We're gonna have an accountant that gets delivered to your house and does your taxes for you.
Yeah,
already have that, yeah.
24-hour
Oh,
Friends is our
TurboTax,
next
yeah.
sponsor, so we'll get back to that in just a second. You can try them on, pay only for what you love, and return the rest. Shipping, exchanges, and returns are always free, ladies and gentlemen, and there's no subscription required. You can sign up to receive scheduled shipments or get your fix whenever you want. And Stitch Fix's styling fee is only $20, which is applied towards anything you keep from your shipment.
Yeah.
So get started now, guys. At
It's a
Stitch
great
Fix.
deal.
It really is a great deal.
Wow.
There's
That's
also
right.
stuff, I will say this, as a woman, because you always feel like you need to try things on. There's stuff that I would never pick, ever. And then you get it, you try it on, and you're like, dang.
They
you
knew what they were
Stitch-
doing.
Yeah, good job, stylist at Stitch Fix, because I had no idea I wanted this.
They know what
Well,
they're
hang
doing.
on. Lee, can we just back up really quick? So you said a word I had never heard before.
Oh,
Can
what
you-
was it?
Can you just spell it out? I think you said it was, you called yourself it?
A woman.
Okay, how do you spell that?
That is Whoa.
H-O-A-M-A-N.
M-A-N.
Woman. Who a man.
Woman.
And
So guys,
Stitch
get
Fix
started now if you go to stitchfix.com/valley. That's stitchfix.com/valley, and you'll get an extra 25% off when you keep all items in your box. That's stitchfix.com/valley. Get started today.
Hi.
You can get started to gay
You can get started today if you want.
whenever you want.
I'm not going to stand in the way of that.
Never.
stitchfix.com/valley. Thank you so much, Stitch Fix.
I really love that sound. Oh, I love that sound.
Thank
you
Steve.
so much.
Thank
Me
you
too.
so much. What a beautiful time.
This
Yeah.
is just because people have been asking me.
Wow.
And it's taken me some
a
time to
little
reflect.
request.
Yeah. People have been asking my opinion on the new Weezer album, which is self-titled,
know it'd
but
be a
it's
Weezer
known as the
situation.
Black Album because they're covered in oil. And so if you
That's
guys are
why.
cool with it, I wanted to do a short track-by-track review of
How
of
many
each.
tracks?
Is this a real thing?
Can't Knock the Hustle, fun. Zombie Bastards, cringy. High as a Kite, excellent. Living in LA, terrible. Piece of Cake, okay. I'm just being honest, silly. Too many thoughts in my head. Try Hard, The Prince Who Wanted Everything, boring. Byzantine, best. California Snow, guilty pleasure. And that's all. That's my review. And
Wow,
all in
that
all,
was
it's very fun
beautifully
and a very
done.
silly album. And I
What
love my
was
boys.
Byzantine was best?
Byzantine, yeah, I love it. They're like,
Well, yeah, I mean, it's Byzantine.
it's so good. It's wonderful. I'll play it for you right now. You know what? You're right.
No,
Are
I
we-
don't.
are you
we
guys
don't have
allowed
the-
to
No,
do it?
absolutely not. We are not allowed.
Not with sponsors, no.
Wait a minute. No, we are not allowed to do that. We can't do that.
I've been wanting to do this with Joe here, but I think it's just as good that Grace is here. I want to know your opinion on this, Grace.
Okay.
And I'm very excited about it. And I have very
Just burp
excuse me.
directly
I'm
above
sorry.
my-
Excuse me.
There's no one, not even gonna.
Excuse me. I did it off the
I want
mic.
to know your
I'm sorry.
Grace, and I want to know if you want.
All right. I'm just very excited.
Grace, I want to know your opinion.
Very dear to my heart.
You have my attention.
That one was my stomach. All right.
Can't control those.
I am burning
Those are
alive.
involuntary.
So hot.
Star Wars Land is opening
Okay.
at Disneyland
Mm-hmm.
on May 31st.
That's all the time we have here at the Valleycast.
We have an official date of the opening of Star Wars Land. And here's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
You Harry Potter kids got your Harry
need
Potter
to be
Land
rude about
way
it.
Whoa,
before
whoa,
the
whoa.
Star Wars
Jesus.
kids got their Star Wars
Whoa.
Land.
We've
So
not- there's no one
just
can fight
understand,
here.
there's no fight. Just understand that the excitement you felt, knowing that you would be able to walk into Hogwarts or walk through Diagon Alley,
Mm-hmm.
like imagine that excitement for Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
now.
Why is it taking so long?
George Lucas.
I think I
what a
don't
bitch.
really know
Always.
why. I think there's a Bob Iger version of the Disney Corporation where he like, I mean, if you want to get into like
Yeah, dude.
some
let's-
political
that's-
stuff.
Yeah, let's dive in.
Well, I think a lot of people are upset with how the parks have been handled in the past like 5 to 10 years. And
Lee, did you just burp?
No.
Oh,
I
okay,
did it off
sounded
the
for
side.
a
I did it off
second.
the side,
Oh,
so we're
okay.
okay.
it seems like the direction of the parks, there's a lot of repurposed rides. There's a lot of like classic rides that got repurposed in the Magic Kingdom and
Guardians of the Galaxy type of deal.
Yeah, Tower
I've
of
heard
Terror.
the Matterhorn's going to be like a Frozen one.
Oh, stop it.
Really?
No, it's not. It's not. The Matterhorn will never be touched. It's
If
one
Lee
of
has anything to
Lee's.
do with it, Matterhorn is.
But no, there was a ride in Epcot at the World Showcase called Maelstrom in the Norway Pavilion, and it was like a ride with trolls and stuff.
I've
Remember
ridden
that?
Oh yeah.
So that changed into like a Frozen ride, and so there's a lot of like out with the old and with the new type things going on, and people weren't really happy about that. And I think it's really one of those things that's like Universal is destroying with Harry Potter World
right.
in Florida and in Hollywood.
It's so smart to do.
So
It
it's
is
like,
so smart to
what's
do.
the Disney version of that?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Star Wars, you know? And then what's the next version of that? Marvel. Marvel's coming too. And so is
that's
Marvel was at
officially
Islands
announced?
of Adventure for a really long time.
Well,
It was
yeah.
pretty good.
It's
right.
officially there.
They had like the Spider-Man ride and things like that.
But
But
you're
like
talking about
Disney's
new-
going to do like something
Yeah.
like this with Star Wars Land, but with like a Marvel land.
Make their
It
whole
makes
land.
you wonder
Right.
if they like if a lot of this was. I mean, of course, so they could do like movies and stuff and make tons and millions of dollars. But it also makes you wonder if they were literally like, we have to get this so we can do it for the parks. Like
Yeah.
it makes you wonder if that was such a big part
Yeah.
of the like acquiring of that is like, to be like, what else do we have? Because again, the Disney films, it's like they can do certain areas, but it's like you can only do Ariel's Grotto how many times and all those other ones because they're all going to be childlike in that
Yeah,
sense.
it is. I don't know what the decision making thing is.
Well, it's
there.
also the
I don't know.
demographic is getting older and older, so it's kind of one of those things. Like there is an older demographic that obviously loves Disneyland and stuff, but to do the like, how do we get that one group that is like dedicated? That's a really great.
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
I-
like if they're getting older, they're having kids that they would take
Yes.
to the park anyway.
Yeah.
So now it's
Yeah.
like something for them.
Yes.
And it sounds like they just let a bunch of press people into Galaxy's Edge, which
Is
is
that what it's called?
what it's
that's the
called?
name of the land, the Galaxy's Edge.
What do you think about that?
I think it's rad. I mean, I was kind of not really sure what it
know
even
they just called it
was
Star
or
Wars
why.
Land.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why they didn't call it Star Wars Land is
on.
because they really wanted to do something that was like immersive, kind of like the Harry Potter
Oh.
world stuff.
Okay.
So they wanted to make it like canonical, like in-world Star Wars
Can you
stuff.
what's canonical?
Canonical is like when something's
so proud of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Good
Yeah. Do you want me
Lord.
to spell it?
I would love for you
It's
to
it's
spell it.
C.
Can you repeat that? I'm writing. Just gonna-
Hold on.
C.
Canonical.
So, but no, they wanted they wanted it to
Thank
be
you.
like an immersive experience, and if they were going to make it an immersive experience, they also didn't want to like piss off the hardcore fans that
Yeah,
are like,
so
"Hey, wait a
this
minute,
isn't- yes.
Darth Vader's dead already," and like all that stuff. So they decided to make this thing that was like far away in the same galaxy as Star Wars.
very smart.
There's this place. There's a planet.
very
And
smart.
they call it the Galaxy's Edge.
And it's just like this is what this world would be in the world
Yeah,
of
and
Star Wars.
even-
so it's not pulling things straight from
not
the movie.
necessarily. Well, so I'll get to that.
Okay.
There are things that are like definitely movie specific stuff.
I have a thought here too. Hang on. Galaxy's Edge, because the beginning statement is in a galaxy far,
Far away.
So-
no. This
long
galaxy
time
is
ago.
closer than you think. Or no, a galaxy a long time ago. In a
Right,
galaxy
but like
far,
if
far
that's
away.
the first words of the movie, and like if you are traveling toward that galaxy that you're hearing about,
Yeah.
the first thing you would come across would be the Galaxy's Edge, and it would be the thing. It would be the most surface level thing before you get into the
right.
deeper-
It's just such a well constructed.
Yeah, but imagine that session. Remember the like
know.
galaxy, the middle of the galaxy.
Uh-huh.
No, Ryan.
Yeah.
What
this is why
about
we're
Galaxy's Crest?
Yeah, I'm sure that was probably.
I would
Yeah.
love it to be the ascent of the galaxy.
Simeon's crown is on my list.
Galaxy adjacent.
Uh,
Maybe
Just
Galaxy
one
Galaxy.
guy is like, "What about Ewoks?"
Where do you walk
What about Ewok?
Get us more coffee.
Do you think? And hear me out, because I did cry as an adult woman when I walked into Harry Potter World. It was the music. It was the train
course. I
conductor.
mean, that's
the
the
train
thing.
went off, and I literally
like you
turned
were
into.
there.
I like openly wept. And here's the crazier thing: is that like I started crying. Dylan went, "Oh no, no, no," and I like turned to a 55-year-old woman that was also bawling her eyes out, and then I turned to an older man who was doing magic with his wand in the window. He was in his 70s. He literally was like,
Yeah, that's
"What
fine.
is this world?"
Yep.
That's very
what's
fun.
gonna
It
happen.
brings joy.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm pure
it's
joy.
Yeah.
I was on the toilet. You hear moaning Myrtle sounds because
So
that
that
makes
creeped
sense.
me out though.
But it makes sense. It
I
makes
had no
perfect
idea.
sense.
Well, I don't know anything about
So
Harry
that makes
Potter,
sense.
so
Yeah.
I went into the bathroom
She's
and there was like,
harmless.
I can hear you pee. It's like, what the fuck? I was like, what is this?
A guy walking into that world and having no idea what Harry Potter is a good.
Oh, I can see your
You're like,
I love that difference because I walked into there and I literally had a moment where it hit me and I was like, one woman brought this much joy to so many people,
That's
and I was
funny.
like bawling on the
Yeah,
toilet.
I was
Like,
The
terrified.
reality is she's kind of a perv.
I felt like I was gonna be in one of those situations.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna have to report somebody.
Hi, there's a woman in there and she keeps telling me that she can see me pee and asking about my large snake.
Is there a camera? in
She's
here?
literally moaning.
You're reporting this
I
to
don't
know
like
how
a
to describe her.
16-year-old? Did they announce any like the rides?
Yes. So
Okay.
there are 2 rides.
Way to keep it going, Grace.
Well, I'm just genuinely
No,
curious.
congratulations.
Yes, there's 2 rides. One of them is called the Millennium Falcon Run or something, and then the other one is called Rise of the Resistance. And what is known about both rides is
I can't believe I'm going to get to ride the Millennium Falcon.
I know the Millennium Falcon.
I got so excited.
So that's like one of the first things you see. So like when you enter Galaxy's Edge, according to people who have already gotten a tour of it, and it's still in its construction phases, the first thing you see when you enter is like the Millennium Falcon is full-sized parked.
Oh, that is so.
Whoa.
And it's like the Star Wars music will be playing. John Williams
Oh, you're
wrote
gonna cry.
new
Yeah, he's
music.
gonna
Yeah,
cry.
it's
I'm
gonna be
positive
like
of it.
It's gonna be an out of body
I
experience.
think like
It really
a day
will
later
be.
we're gonna
Yeah.
be eating granola bars.
I mean, I'm telling
Go
you.
to Costco after this immediately.
Even as like a fan who's a little jaded about the Star Wars franchise and like I love the new movies and like Solo is just okay and like all the there's all this stuff where they're just kind of like inundating us with Star Wars. Like even it just like made me feel like a kid again to like read all of these things about this place.
Dude,
and
the
it's like,
drinks, the alcohol.
there's
drinks,
gonna be a cantina where they
I'm-
serve booze. It's
I'm
the
gonna
first
be
time in
in-
Disneyland.
Yeah.
heaven.
Really?
Like,
Yeah.
it's like and then the drinks are like unique to the galaxy. And
Yeah, and
they're,
there's like
blue,
an
and there's, like,
animatronic like creature that's
Bartender?
like serving you and stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
I love it.
yeah,
And,
it's gonna
um,
be a
I'll
good
be
time.
there.
There's gonna be like a barter system. You could go into the gift shops
That's
and
what I
say,
was gonna ask about when you said there's gonna be all these unique trinkets. I was like, are they gonna accept
Yeah.
American dollars?
Yeah,
Or is
well-
it gonna be like, here's a fidget spinner?
I think they
Just big trash.
I have these leaves.
It's like going to the Buffalo Exchange with all your old clothes.
You're gonna be able to like haggle prices of things and be like, I just heard that guy spent $5 on that thing. I'm only
Oh,
gonna spend
man.
$5.
Well, okay, that sounds cool in theory. I feel like
That's
in
a
practice, that's gonna
nightmare.
cause some heated moments with
I
some
mean, maybe.
hot, overtired
Maybe.
children and parents.
Yes.
But
I
anyway,
don't know
okay.
how much the
so-
bubble blaster is, honey.
Okay.
Oh,
Give them
God.
my shoes. I don't know.
So the 2 rides, the Millennium Falcon ride is a motion simulator where you and 6 people control the Millennium Falcon. So you go into your individual cockpits with like a group of 6, I think.
Oh, that's fun. You do like a
It's just you and a team, yeah, and it's like 2 people are, one person's the pilot, 2 people are blasters, another person's like an engineer, and then
that's
someone else
cute.
is like,
I like that.
I'm gonna lose my mind.
oh, it's, I mean, the people that were describing it said it's like picture perfect accuracy of
Yeah.
the Millennium Falcon. It's
Whoa.
like you're inside like the actual
I'm
Millennium
like,
Falcon.
what I'm
it's like really
honestly
cool.
most worried about, and this is the truth, is that like becoming emotionally attached to like BB-8. Like that's what I'm
Oh,
honestly.
I
I'm
know.
honestly worried
I don't
about like
know why that thing makes me feel maternal.
maternal. I want to
know
take care
why.
of
It's
it.
just so cute.
I want
I
to
just wanna-
tuck him in at night. I want to be like, did you eat today, BB-8?
Yeah, how do you eat?
How do you eat?
I have a granola bar
Out
in
of
my
the
purse.
Right here for you. I love him so much.
So that ride's gonna be rad, and I can't wait for that. But the Rise of the Resistance ride is like mind-blowing shit. It's like
Is it like an actual roller coaster?
no, it's a dark ride, which is what Disney calls the rides that like go indoors
Yes,
that
yeah,
are
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
fully immersed in
Oh.
an enclosed building.
Like
Like,
Star
uh,
Tours,
I don't know
kind
if I
of
could
it,
do
right?
that.
No,
Or
Star Tours is a flight simulator. I'd say dark ride would be more like Indiana Jones. That's a dark ride.
What about
And
Rock and Roller Coaster? Or
That's
something?
not a dark ride. No,
Okay. Is it
dark
dark
ride.
ride's like when
Dark
they-
ride
you're in,
involves
like,
like animatronics.
It also
and, like, a
involves
little
like
car.
the
Like Pirates of the Caribbean?
Oh.
Pirates of the
Yeah,
Caribbean
yeah.
is a dark ride. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Ooh, that's
So
cool.
so it's the first ever trackless ride at Disneyland. So it's just like a free roaming like car. And this is how
Roaming
it's
Do
in
you
what?
drive it yourself?
this is how it's described. Okay, so I'm very excited about this. you go in line for the ride, and then this pre-show thing happens, and then you get into a shuttle, and then you are taken up to space, and while you're in space, you're captured by the First Order, and you get into a Star Destroyer. So when you get out of the shuttle, you're suddenly in this like massive inside of a spaceship.
Whoa.
Like there's a massive screen with space outside. There's full-size spaceships all around you. There's stormtroopers running through, and like there's like tons.
Dude, I'm so excited.
It's insane. So then you get on your little ride car with like a droid on the front of it, and it basically takes you through a Star Destroyer like you're trying to escape. So it's like twists and turns and fast
that's
things.
awesome.
And there's an animatronic of Kylo Ren that'll like do force shit at you. And then there's like holograms and like crazy animatronics. And then at the end of the ride, apparently you go
There's
into...
just a sign that says, "You're never going to be happier."
Yeah.
And right
You'll
now,
never be happier.
you've peaked.
Remember this.
Reportedly, what happens is you go into an escape pod, narrowly escaping the exploding ship you're in, and then there's like a massive drop that makes you feel like you've been shot out of an escape pod of a spaceship, and then you land back at Disneyland, and then you come out and you're like back on land, and there's like a whole...
When is this going to be? Like 2024?
No, this opens this year.
But not that ride, right?
So the first ride is the Millennium Falcon ride. That will be open on May 31st, and then like in August, they're thinking is when that big crazy ride is open.
For sure, a part of me wishes you hadn't said anything about the Resistance.
Well,
the
that seems
Millennium
like-
Falcon ones, but I feel like I know too much a little bit.
The Resistance one seems like they just added every ride they've already made into one
They were
ride.
like, what, how can we do that drop in
Yeah.
that? How can we do that?
And it's
this?
like motion simulator stuff, and there's like full size like AT-AT things that are shooting lasers at you, and they're saying that like the laser technology in the ride is like mind blowing. It looks like real Star Wars lasers are like going past your
well,
face.
even
and
like
stuff.
in Universal, they do the like Transformers one where it's very small, and so they have to kind of do like a weird manipulation of it.
Yeah.
But they'll do like the flame throwing, like an actual flame that's like 4 feet
Yeah.
above your
Yeah,
head, and
yeah.
you're like, Jesus, you know, like it's very intense,
Yeah,
and
they're
that's
so,
like
it's so
That's
good.
like
really
the
good.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids ride.
Yes!
They had the mice that run over your feet.
And you
scared
can
the
feel
hell
it.
out of
That's
me.
terrifying. Yeah,
I
they
hate
the
it.
aliens
And then
aliens
he
too.
sneezes and they
The
pour water on
grass?
you.
No, aliens. The is that what it is?
I've never
The
gone on that one.
You're talking about
That's
an
too
Alien
scary.
Encounter?
Alien Encounter.
Too
yeah.
scary.
Did you actually go on that?
As a kid, I
'Cause
I
it went
did,
away.
Yeah, it went,
And-
now it's Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now that's gone too.
Oh, really?
Is that? I never knew that. That's just what they did.
Flash
they
in
just
the pan.
recycle
Yeah.
rides.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
had no idea.
They did it with
There's gotta be ones that just stay, that they're just like, we
yeah,
cannot.
the one I mean
What's like
Matterhorn
the longest running one? I mean, it's gotta be like
at
Matterhorn.
Disneyland. I'd say it's probably
World.
like Matterhorn, Small World,
What's the space one?
Space Mountain.
Space Mountain.
Space Mountain came out in the 70s.
Space
Okay.
Mountain, I'm not kidding, herniated like 7 discs.
Space Mountain?
Yeah,
Right
no,
now.
it's a
It
liability.
literally was one where me and my mom came out, and I was like, I'm dead. I'm
Yeah.
dying. And
It's-
it's just like, gah, gah, gah,
Scary
gah,
ride.
gah, gah. Oh, good Lord. Like bruising. Like full bruising.
Anyway, I'm so excited about this fucking place.
it.
I cannot wait. I'm
I'm excited, man.
I've been like
I can't-
hitting up
I-
all of my like Disney contacts. I'm like,
Yeah.
please.
They're
let
just
me
going to be
how,
like, you're the
uh,
crazy man that
Yeah, how do
wants
you
to
get
come
in?
here.
Is it just like
I
a
mean,
free for
it's gonna be insane.
gonna be a
Apparently,
nightmare.
the
Can
way
you like sign up now?
the way they describe
Steve,
it,
here's what you're going to want to do, and I'm going to be honest with you. You need, I have a few friends that are Disney cast members, because there will be a soft open. There
Of
will
course.
be
Oh,
a
yeah.
And a
soft
press
open
event
of it.
and stuff,
We
yeah.
accidentally got into the soft open of the Harry Potter thing,
Yeah, I
because
remember that.
Delman's friend literally texted him and was like, today and tomorrow come, because it's open and no one knows about
I
it.
think you guys can,
think
you know,
we have to do
crowdsource
that.
this too.
Guys, focus. We
Just
have
saying.
to
Trying to
say,
start a movement over there, Grace.
get us in,
Yes.
get us in,
Dang, you
get
have
the
a
Valley
very-
folk into Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
Dear George Locus.
Dear George Lopez,
Dear Jar Jar.
Lopez. Dear
what kind of pull do you have at Disney?
We know you're listening.
Yeah, we know you're listening. He loves the show.
He loves it.
All right. Well,
love
anyway,
it. That was beautiful.
We've gone well over an hour
I feel
here,
great.
and it's
Very
I'm
much.
roasting
Grace,
in this
thank you
hot
for coming.
Thank you for having me. I
Oh.
learned a lot.
Did you?
Honestly, and
room. Did you learn about
So
California's
good.
gold and Hugh
I learned
Lauser?
about Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
A lot of
Yeah.
Nickelodeon.
I learned
Star
there's
Wars.
a whole world out there on the internet that's actually
feels
good
good.
and pure and happy.
I know.
Who knew?
I
Yeah.
know.
You guys can listen to Elliot and Joe on Not Too Deep, correct?
Yeah, in the
future?
probably like a couple months.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, we're
There
not
she
as
is.
efficient.
Grace, like, well, you also like schedule your podcast, like,
And we're just like,
Yeah.
can you be here now?
yeah.
What about in half
Can
an
you
hour?
drop everything right now?
Hi.
If half an hour doesn't work, what about tomorrow or the next day?
If half an hour doesn't work, what about never for sure?
Everyone, Grace is in the area. Come here now.
All right.
I love it.
Thank you, Grace.
We love you guys. Thank you for
Thank you,
listening.
guys.
Check out Grace on all the things that
All the
Grace is
things.
on, the social things. Grace Helbig.
Where can they check you out at?
At Grace Helbig across all social media platforms.
Yay. All right, we love you, Grace. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Come back all the time, please.
We got you this milk.
Thank you.